got a soft tyre, but here is the aftermath of the split shaft to take the seat out to get access to the seat underneath the top of the back end. There's some cogs, more cogs, bearings. This is the other half of the culprit. So sheared, and then as you can see there's the bit for the circlip. So if it was a normal tractor, a newer one, you'd be able to change the shaft because you've got the clip, and then you take it out the back end and then you change the PTO. But this is an older one, which is just an old 540 shaft, and that's it. You can't change it to 1000. You can only do that with the lever there. Can't change the shaft. So, yep. Take the whole back end apart just to get the circlip off and knock that out. Luckily nothing else really seems to be damaged, so it's just a shaft. Top, a bit for the arms there at the back, lift them up and down. Not really much left in the back end here, like. Cover it up, make sure no water gets in. But not very handy. Need to get that a wee clean. So we're doing a bit of pricing, trying to get a shaft of that because it's gubbed. So trying to find cheaper. Trying to find where's best for getting a shaft at a decent price. Maggie. Had you lost me? Had you lost me? So it's now still raining out there, but what we have been doing is we've had the big M inside here and we've been working on it. The lights towards the end of last year stopped working. Wasn't ideal. Thought it still helped because the only thing that was working was these lights on the front, which you can't see edge to edge. We also replaced one of the beds here, so this side, so a bearing went in this 2 years ago. In one of these, one of the discs. I think it was the end one, can't just quite remind. But we replaced the bearing and it sounded a little bit rough after, so we decided, well, Dad decided to buy a new bed. And we had this last year, but we didn't have time to put it on, so we just worked away with the old one, which is now sitting over here on the pallet. So we've swapped it now. All that holds them on is 4 bolts on each side, and then it just slots straight off. And then, well, the shaft drives out the middle there. So to take the shaft out of this one and put it on that. So and then it just slotted straight in. But now we've got a new Mower bed, so I just need to put blades on it now. But this is all essentially a brand new Mower now, so that's pretty good. So hopefully that means we could avoid any potential problems from the bearing going in that one just it was making a little bit of noise, and Dad put, so because it leans up like this, there was a wee corner down in here, so when it's up in the air, Dad had put a magnet in so that if when it was up in the air anything metal decided to come down, it was going to catch it, you know, just in case. So I think that actually helped. You know, he did clean it a couple of times, and she worked away fine. But new bed now, so essentially one new more on this big M. So that is actually the heavy duty bed. They don't sell the standard beds anymore. There's only a few of these left, so we're going to need to look after it. So we are. But glad to see all the lights working, glad to see the new bed on it, and after new blades are on and change all the blades, to change the oil. It's the next thing, changing the oil on the big M, put the beds, check it all, make sure it's all alright. But I need to get the last of the slurry out, but the weather's changed, as you can see. It's fair rough, and we could put dung out. Well, putting dung out is another thing we could be doing, but we're doing this inside job at the moment. So dung will be the next thing on the cards until it dries up, and then ploughing. But we don't have much to plough, so that's quite good because we put a lot of winter barley in instead, so that's pretty good. So plenty of dung, that's the bother. We've got a hell of a dung actually, and this big shed here has got a lot of dung in. Don't mind this end where the calves are. It is a bit dungy from, well, this is where they get fed their cake. Oh, looking lovely. And we've got our fat bullocks up the back here still. So yeah, fair coming on. There's a few getting ready to go soon. Fat backs. Yeah, there's a lot of dung in this shed, so I wonder if we're just going to be mucking it out straight into the dung spreader or not. Aye. Smasher idea, eh? What are you saying to it? I've got this weird snoo nose looking thing. Not sure what's happened there, it was born like that, but that's very unusual. Yeah, once we get this big M out, we'll be able to muck all this, and might potentially put it straight in the dung spreader, but probably not, because it's not as fast as putting it in the trailer and getting it away, you know, because it's you're a while mucking this out, and these cattle are all in this passage whilst you're mucking that out, so you actually want to get it mucked out as quick as you can, get them back into some fresh bedding. So probably just muck it out with the trailer and then spread some dung. So later on, aye, that's what's been happening. Deutz we're waiting on parts for, and fixing the big M. Pretty good.